Hi guys, today we are going over tools for meal prep, specifically to help you manage meal prepping if you have ADHD. Hi, my name is Alex. I am a certified nutritionist and I help ADHDers build sustainable habits around nutrition. I'm going to talk about some appliances, but I will be breaking this down into like bare minimum versus quality of life kind of things. So you're gonna get two sort of options. Obviously basic things in your kitchen to help you cook, like pots, pans, wooden spoons to help you stir, stuff like that, aren't going to be on this list. This is going to be a more specific list targeted to people with ADHD to help you meal prep better and to help you make quicker meals and to help your food stay fresher longer. Okay, let's jump right into it. If you meal prep, you're probably going to need something to store your food in. And glass containers are really great. However, they can be kind of spendy. So for a budget option, I would recommend these Rubbermaid ones that have the click lock gasket seal. They're a little harder to open, so if you struggle to open these, I have broken the lid off of one of them struggling to open these. I would recommend going with the glass because they are a little bit easier. Both of these options have lids that clip closed. The glass ones have a plastic lid, but they have a gasket seal. Same with the Rubbermaid. Both of these options come in various different sizes. You don't have to get these two brands. These are just the ones that I've tried. Going and trying some plastic ones because they're a lot cheaper. I do like the dividers that this one has. However, I really do like my Elo containers. I think that they are really premium. Just glass containers in general are a lot nicer and keep your food a lot fresher. And if your food is not fresh, they will keep your fridge from smelling too. However, that could be a bad thing. You might forget to clean. I would recommend just starting with the like meal prep size, which are the two that I showed you. What did they say? About 3 cups. And then as you get into meal prepping, or if you take these containers outside of your home, so you are prepping for work or school or something like that, then you might have less time to do the dishes. So you might end up getting more or more sizes of variations of containers. So to go along with specifically your meal prepping food and containers, one thing is labeling. You should probably label your food when you make it, or what it is, at least. The date, it can be really helpful so you know when you made that thing and so you know when to throw it out. Generally keeping something for about a week is the maximum that we do, maybe a week and a half depending on what is inside of it. So you don't want to keep your meat for too long because it will go bad after a while, and you don't want to eat bad meat or spoiled meat because it will make you sick. So that's where these come in. These from Amazon, and I'm sure you can get other brands and stuff, but this is just the one that I found. I am obsessed. You get 500 in this box and they come in a roll, and all you have to do is pull this out so that way they just keep unrolling themselves, and I kind of like keep it down when I'm not using it so they don't lose their sticky. The reason why I like these is because they are dissolvable labels. So you can wash them off in the sink, and in 30 seconds or so, they will be completely gone. You can use any marker or pen or pencil with these. I usually have a Sharpie or a dry erase or just a random pen that I use to write on these. My dishwasher is really nice, and I can put stuff in there without fearing that I'm going to ruin it. So I do just throw the lids with these labels in the dishwasher, completely dissolve, and go away. They're 100% water soluble. The ones that I have here are like rectangle traditional labels, but I'm sure you can get them in different ones. I'm gonna link these ones specifically because I will be buying these again when I am low or out. Another thing that I just picked up for doing salads in the summertime, or things with dips and sauces or dressings are plastic throwaway containers. Now the reason why I got these ones is because I liked the size of them. They give you a good amount of like dip cup room. They are 2 ounces and they're also fairly low profile. So the reusable plastic ones or glass ones, I was having a hard time fitting into these meal prep containers because I wanted to be able to put my salad in there, just the portion that I like, and then put my dressing in there as well, so that way I could just grab this and go work outside since it's been really nice, go on a picnic, or just grab it and have it all done ready for me so I didn't have to think about it. So with the plastic ones, I was having 2 problems. They were either too big so they wouldn't fit in those meal prep containers with my other food the way that I wanted to portion it out, or they either didn't fit in my meal prep container or they were too small for the amount of dip or dressing or sauce that I wanted in my meal. Okay, so let's continue talking about storage solutions for your food. If you are somebody who doesn't always have the energy to cook, meal prepping is a great option. You take advantage of an hour or double recipe that you are already cooking and then freeze the rest. How you do this and keep your leftovers really nice is with super cubes. These are fantastic. They are silicone kind of molds sort of, and they are portioned in specific sizes. This one, of course, they don't say on them. So this one that's divided into 4 is 1 cup, and this one divided into 2 is 2 cups. I find these are great for various different things. You can also get them in more sizes for different stuff. One of the ways that these come in really handy is doing single serve meals, where you can take and divvy up soups and put them in here, let them completely cool before you freeze them, so that way you don't get any funky temperature, freezer burn, or anything like that. Put the lid on them, freeze them so they're sitting correctly, and then once they are completely frozen, you can put them in a Ziploc bag or vacuum seal them, which we will talk about in a second. With this one specifically, I have seen people do casserole dishes because the silicone molds, they're oven safe. On the back, what you can do with casseroles is you can put them in here and either they will be portioned out for 1 person or 2 persons depending on how big you want your portion. Again, they have more sizes, so you can do this with these smaller sizes if you are a person who is just meal prepping for yourself and not for other people. I have seen people do lasagna or layered meals like that. In here, you can either just freeze them so they are ready to cook and then put them in a plastic bag for you to continue freezing them and eat later. When you're ready to eat, you put them in a casserole dish of similar size or on a pan or something that is oven safe if you choose to. Or you can cook them directly in here and then freeze them and then heat them up in like the microwave or the air fryer depending on what you're cooking. So let's talk about freezing things. Now, you can use freezer bags. These are great. They will last for a pretty good amount of time. I keep Sharpies in the kitchen specifically to write on bags like this. I like the freezer ones that have the slider. I think they have a better seal. But if you want to kind of step up your game, maybe you've tried meal prep before or you have a little bit more to invest into meal prep, I would suggest a food sealer. So this is the Food Saver brand. This specific one in green is from Target, and you can get these on sale quite frequently. So I would just check and look at wherever you like to shop. Target does rewards dollars, so that's why I usually shop there. but you can also buy them at pretty much any big retailer like Walmart. You can look on Amazon as well. So this one we love. Costco also sells them sometimes, and my parents have the big one from Costco that has other attachments and you can do other things with it. I buy the rolls from Target, and I usually try to buy those on sale because they can be a little spendy, but these will keep your frozen food lasting longer. They will keep things fresher in the fridge longer. So I would 100% recommend investing in this, and you can definitely get them on sale for $100 or maybe less sometimes, depending on when you buy it or which model that you buy. Make sure you know which one that you got and maybe take a screenshot to save on your phone so you know the roll size, so months down the line when you need more rolls of food sealer bags, then you can get those really easy and conveniently. Okay, so now let's talk about some food prep stuff. So this is going to be small things, not big appliances. We're going to get into the big appliances in cooking. So this is your cooking, chopping, preparation kind of things that you should have on hand, specifically duplicates. So now I did say in the beginning that I'm not going to talk about like having spoons and stuff like that, but I kind of am. Because having duplicates like wooden spoons or spatulas come in really handy, especially so that way you don't have to do a bunch of dishes, because a lot of times having steps before you can do the task that you want to get at means that the task you want to get done will never be done. You might be able to see some stuff in the background because I did not clean the kitchen before filming this video, because cleaning the kitchen would have prevented me from filming this video. So having multiple things will help you from overcoming that overwhelm of having many steps. Now, I recommend having spatulas like these, having wooden spoons, something that you can stir, having like actual flipping spatulas, having 2 sets of measuring cups, and also the measuring like teaspoon and tablespoons. Something you might not think about having 2 of is strainers. I actually have many strainers. So these big colanders, I have 2 of these, and then I have a set of 3 little mini ones that are different sizes that get used very much. They're super useful for washing your fruit or your salad if you are like me and refuse to buy a salad spinner, even though they look like they'd be very helpful, but they take up a lot of space, and that does not. The next item, if you only have budget for a few things, I would say you need this. Even if you are starting out in your cooking and kitchen, I think this is a necessity that everyone 100,000% needs, especially if you have ADHD. And that is this chopper, this vegetable chopper. I believe it's called on Amazon. I'll link this one down below. They got very popular on TikTok. So this lid part has the blades. These are very sharp, so be very careful. The edge of it is facing, the sharp part, the edge is facing towards you when you are chopping. So all you do is you cut down whatever it is you're chopping, and then you close this. It does take a little bit of oomph, but I find that as long as you don't overload it, it can close, and you give it a good smack, it'll do it. It'll be good. It may be easier for people who have some sort of disability, like versus using a knife to chop things. It is definitely 100,000% quicker unless you are a culinary genius and can chop super fast and you don't mind chopping super fast. However, I don't like standing there. I don't like crying when I chop onions. I don't enjoy the experience, so this is absolutely amazing. I love making my own pico, so this has been a game changer for that. And then it all falls into this basket system. So you have a basket in this bin. They are not like airtight sealed or anything. It is kind of wobbly sitting on there, but this way this will catch all of your bits, and if you have any like liquid or seeds, they'll fall through here. This is also another colander, so you can easily rinse out whatever it is that you just cut. When I do tomatoes, that's what I do. This whole thing is 100% washable, including the blades. You take them out with this little handle right here, and they just pop right out and pop back in. You can also take this piece out, which I do recommend when you put it in the dishwasher to actually get it clean. The one that I am linking specifically has more attachments to it. So you can put in a larger sized juicer. There's also a lemon or lime like juicer. I don't know how this works. This is for the next blades, which are all like mandolin style. So to use the mandolin, you take out these two pieces that I showed you, and then you put the mandolin blade here. It feels like I'm selling this, but I do not make any money off of this. So there's this piece that I have zero clue what it does, and then you get this little tong prong thing for cleaning, but it has never worked for me. Then you get two sizes of graters. Then you get a blade. These only go in with the blade side up, which makes me very nervous. I have seen people on TikTok using these, and they do cut themselves. When I am meal prepping, if nothing else happens, that is the one thing that I 100% use, especially making salads and things like that. Okay, so moving on to appliances. There are 3 appliances that I always talk about and rave about in my home, especially in the summertime. Like I am a no oven, no stove kind of person in the summertime. I don't want to make it hotter in here than I already have to. All of the windows are open and it's very bright in here. So first thing I always recommend is the Instapot, and I'm not going to stand here and hold this the whole time because I will be tired. So the Instapot, you can cook rice and veggies and stews and soups and all kinds of things. You can look up specific recipes for Instapot and for whatever dietary preferences you have. You can easily meal prep stuff for the Instapot with those super cubes. You throw everything into the super cube or into a Ziploc bag or the food sealer, and then you've got a delicious dump dinner that you can do later on in the week, in the month, or whenever you need it. I don't use this as much right now, but I will way more in the fall and after little baby comes. But our crock pot, we actually have 3 crock pots because we have 2 of these sauce sizes, and that is for Christmas and parties and things like that. So the Instapot, same with the crock pot. The Instapot and the crock pot, you can cook things in similar ways. It's just Instapot will pressure cook it and the crock pot will slow cook it. So depending on what desire you want is what tool you should be using. I like this better for soups and stews. Obviously, if you need something quick, use the Instapot. This requires a lot more forethought, so it's not always the most ADHD friendly, but I do think picking one up for like 30 bucks is definitely worth it. Okay, so the next item, I should be kind of for this, but it is the air fryer. This air fryer was actually a hand-me-down, so I got my mom a new air fryer, so I took her old one. Win-win for the both of us. The size of your air fryer depends on what you want to cook in it. She wanted to cook things like whole meals and whole chickens and stuff like that. While this could definitely do a small chicken, I would say if you were planning on cooking your entire meal in it, get the one with the 2-drawer dividers. Okay, so the last meal prep item is actually on your phone. It's more of a meal planning item, and that is a way to plan out your meals. My favorite is Mealboard. I'm not sure if it's on Android, but there are many apps similar to it. I purchased Mealboard when it was not a free app. Now I believe it's a free app, and then you have a subscription model to unlock premium features. I was grandfathered in, so I don't know a lot of that information. However, You can check it out and see if it's interesting to you. The reason why I love it and kind of some useful things to look for is an easy way of importing recipes, so you can save from Pinterest or whatever blog sites that have recipes. You can also copy and paste. So if I were to take a recipe screenshot from Instagram, copy it using the text reader function on iPhone, and then paste it into the meal board app, it would be able to translate that into recipe, which means it would put the ingredients in the right spot and the instructions in the right spot. I prefer having this on my phone. We do, however, have a weekly calendar and meal prep area for just easy ways to track things for planning dinners for the two of us, since we are a family. Now, I don't keep grocery lists on a paper form. I only keep those on my phone. Primarily, I'll use Apple Reminders or Apple Notes, and then Mealboard also has a grocery list feature. However, sometimes you don't need a recipe for your daily coffee, so you do need to write down, laundry detergent or coffee creamer. So I find it's easier for me to copy over the stuff that I need for my recipe into my chosen grocery list app and do it that way. There are also ways that you can share. So if you do it with Apple Notes or like Google Keep, you can share that with a significant other or roommates or whoever if you are sharing your house with more people. I have tried an app called Family Wall. Now, this isn't meal prep specific, but they do have a really good meal prep planner and recipe box. I just find that my family doesn't really use this very often, so I've decided to get rid of it. So I will copy over the recipes that I have recently saved in Family Wall and then put them in Mealboard. You can obviously do this in various other ways. It would just take more effort and time if you were to use like a Notion template versus something that copied the recipe for you. In Mealboard, one of the reasons why I've recommended that one so much is that you can actually cross off by tapping the ingredient or the step. It crosses it off, so that way you don't have to look at it. It kind of fades it out, so that way it's easier to see what you are currently working on. You can also go in and edit the steps, so if something on the blog is condensed into one step, but really for you and your ADHD brain, you need it broken up, then you can do that. So I find it very helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked this content, please hit the subscribe button. You can also hit that little bell icon to get notified every time that I post. I'm always working on new videos for you guys, so if you have an idea of a ADHD nutrition problem, please drop it in the comments for me so I can answer those or make a video on them. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.